Here's an example of an application problem working with arithmetic sequence to model changes in the U.S. population. So the graph in 10.4 shows the percentage of the U.S. population by race and ethnicity for 2010, with projections by the U.S. Census Bureau for 2050. So if we look at this graph, here's the white population. And in 2010, it would be at 64%, and then in 2050, it would be at 46%. And you continue looking at the Latino population, the African American population, and the Asian population. So what this question says is, the data shows that in 2010, 64%, so 64% of the U.S. population was white. On average, this is projected to decrease by 0.45% per year. It says, write a formula for the nth term of an arithmetic sequence that describes the percentage of the U.S. population that will be after n years, so after 2009. So we want to think about time of zero. The percentage is 64%. Then 1 year goes by, and you're decreasing that by 0.45. So after 1 year, so this is time of zero, and then you subtract 0.45%, and now you're at 63.55% at the end of that first year. Then another year goes by and you would continue that pattern. 63.55, subtract 0.45%. There went on my smartboard. It's lagging here a minute. It'll catch back up. All right. Equals 63.10%, the time of 2 years. So this is the year 2009. This is the year 2010, 2011. Well, we wouldn't want to continue finding that population decrease for however many years it is. So we're going to go ahead and write a formula. So we've done some formulas in a previous lesson working with the general formula. So here's the general formula. A sub n equals a sub 1 plus common difference, quantity n minus 1. Well, a sub n equals the value of term 1. Here's the value of term 1, 64%, so 64, plus the common difference. What's happening? It's decreasing by 0.45. So instead of adding it, we're going to be subtracting 0.45, and then quantity n minus 1. We do need to simplify it. So we're going to distribute that negative 0.45 into both of those terms. So a sub n equals 64 minus, now I multiply by 0.45 by n, and 0.45 with negative 1. So it's going to change that to a positive. And now we combine like terms. So a sub n equals 64 and 0.45 is 64.0, or 64, whoops, 0.45, and then minus 0.45n. All right. Now in part B, it says, what percentage of the U.S. population is projected to be white in the year 2030? So if we go back up, we could continue this pattern that we did in the blue, where in 2009, here was your population. In 2010, there's your population percentage, 2011, etc. Takes way too long for us to do that, so we're going to use our formula that we found in part A, our general formula. So, how many years are we going to be substituting in? So in 2009 is when it started, and we're going to 2030. So how many years have gone by? That is 21 years later. So our n is going to be 21. So now we'll substitute in 21 into the general formula. So 64.45 minus 0.45 times 21. Plug it into our calculator, and we're going to get 55. So what does that mean? 55% of the population will be white. In 2030.